Hello, everyone, and welcome to the recorded public information meeting for Quaker Road Pavement Preservation Project. All public comments should be sent to Ed Snyder from GPI, the engineering consultant, at esnyder@gpinet.com by June 18th. This is a Warren County project. The team from Warren County includes Kevin Hajos, Superintendent, Edward Downey, Senior Civil Engineer, and Macon Holmes, Engineer 1. The team from the design consultant, GPI Green & Peterson, Inc., includes Ed Snyder, Project Team Manager, and myself, Amanda Kinley, Project Engineer. The agenda for this presentation includes a project overview, preliminary design alternative, project costs, and project schedule. Representatives from the county and consultant will respond to individual questions or comments about this presentation or the project. Comments can be sent via email by June 18th to esnyder@gpinet.com. This project is located in the town of Queensbury. It begins along Quaker Road at New York State Route 9 and extends to Lower Warren Street for a total length of 3.96 miles. The project goals include extending the pavement service life, maintain and/or restore appropriate riding characteristics of the roadway, replace and restore damaged mainline drainage culverts and swales, and correct minor safety and maintenance concerns, including guide rail, striping, and signage as determined necessary. The existing conditions along Quaker Road that will be addressed as part of this project include pavement deformations. The majority of these deformations include alligator cracking, often seen in shoulders, as seen on the left-hand side of this slide, and joint cracking, oftentimes at the terminus of previous paving projects, as seen on the right-hand side of this slide. Another type of pavement deformation experienced along Quaker Road includes wheel path rutting. This is in the path of the wheel that is often loaded over and over again. This is seen on the left-hand side of the slide. Additionally, all non-compliant pedestrian accommodations that do not meet ADA requirements will be addressed as part of this project. Culverts are severely deteriorated along the entire length of the Quaker Road project. They're either in poor condition due to the age or they have been damaged by loading. This is a locally administered federal aid project. It's locally administered by Warren County. It is also reviewed by New York State DOT. Because of this, we need to uphold specific design standards to make sure that we are using the standards necessary for the funding sources. These standards include New York State DOT Highway Design Manual, AASHTO, and MUTCD, to name a few. From these standards, we develop specific design criteria for this project. These are minimum values that must be met by the preferred alternative. These values are oftentimes specific lane widths, such as 12-foot minimum for travel lanes along Quaker, 11-foot two-way left turn lanes, and 10-foot turning lanes. Sidewalk width should be a 4-foot minimum with a 5-foot desirable, and culverts should meet a 50-year storm event. When looking at the preliminary design alternatives based on these standards and the design criteria mentioned, we developed two alternatives. The first is a no-build or null option. This would include the existing roadway remaining without improvements. This option does not meet the project objectives stated earlier. The second option, the preferred alternative, is a build alternative. This option meets the project objectives by rehabilitating the existing pavement, replacing culverts, and constructing new ADA compliant facilities as needed. Here we show two typical sections for the preferred build alternative. In general, the typical section meets the existing pavement width. For this, from Route 9 to Route 9L along Quaker Road, we generally have a 10-foot shoulder on either side, with two 12-foot travel lanes in either direction, separated by a 16-foot hatched median or two-way left turn lane, for a total of 84 feet of total pavement width. From Route 9L Ridge Road to Route 32, we have a significantly narrower pavement width. Again, we will meet the existing pavement width of approximately 44 feet. This will include a 10-foot shoulder on either side, with a 12-foot travel lane in either direction. The proposed improvements besides the typical section shown before will include new pavement surface, a left turn lane at Quaker and Sanford intersection, which we'll mention in a second, updated MUTCD compliant signage, and new reflective striping. Drainage improvements will include cleaning existing drainage ditches and many culvert replacements. In some locations, we'll need to use concrete box culverts where there's larger drainage crossings. These culvert replacements are for culverts crossing perpendicularly under Quaker Road. The intersection improvement mentioned at Quaker and Sanford Street would include the addition of a new left turn lane along Quaker Road to turn left onto Sanford Street. Oftentimes, when you're trying to make this movement, there's a lot of through traffic on Quaker Road that is opposing this left turn lane or this left turn movement. By providing a left turn lane, it allows the turner to be removed from the through traffic in a safer area and allow them to wait for a gap so they can make that movement safely. Due to the high amount of traffic along Quaker Road, construction is something we need to really consider. We want to minimize impacts to the traffic along Quaker Road as much as possible. Due to this, we looked at a combination of daytime and nighttime construction. During the daytime is the highest time of traffic along Quaker Road. Because of this, we want to limit daytime construction to drainage work and minor paving operations. The majority of the production paving would be completed during nighttime, when there is little traffic along Quaker Road. The contractor will be required to maintain access to businesses throughout construction. The duration of construction is anticipated to be one season. The construction funding commitments for this project include an 80% federal share, a 15% New York State share, and a 5% local share for Warren County. The status of the project is that we will review the public input that we received from this presentation on this project and revise the preferred alternative as needed. We'll continue to obtain input from state and federal agencies and other involved agencies such as SHWA to provide NEPA concurrence and look at wetland permits from New York State DEC and Army Corps of Engineers. We will also coordinate with New York State Historic Preservation Office for Cultural Resources and the U.S. Department of Fish and Wildlife Service. We will prepare and submit the final design approval document and finalize design plans. For the anticipated project schedule, we are finalizing preliminary design and we are hosting the public information meeting today. We will then develop advanced detail plans for July of 2022. The county will then comment and review on those plans in August, and construction plans will be developed and submitted to New York State DOT for review in September of 2022. We will advertise the project to contractors in October, and the project will be awarded in November, with an anticipated construction start of winter 2022-2023. Construction will be complete in fall 2023. With that, we conclude the presentation of the Quaker Road Pavement Preservation Project. We encourage you all to provide public comments, which should be sent to Ed Snyder from GPI, the engineering consultant, at esnyder@gpinet.com by June 18th. Thank you all for joining us.